Hi, y'all. It is Dr. Janice here. This is part two of a four-part series where we are talking about how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Just as a reminder, my name is Dr. Janice Gassam Asare. I am a LinkedIn top voice. I have been able to cultivate an engaged and loving community on LinkedIn. I am a business owner. I am a workplace equity consultant and a PhD trained industrial organizational psychologist. And I'm teaching you everything that I know about LinkedIn, how I have been able to utilize the platform for all kinds of opportunities, because in 2025 and beyond, I want you to be able to do the same thing. And LinkedIn has been a pathway for so many amazing things for me. So today we are talking all about your About Me section. So I have my phone in hand and I am going to be scanning through my About Me section. I will be sharing my About Me section with you all and talking about best practices. Now, in the last video, if you haven't watched that video, you can watch it here, but after this video. But here is the first video in the series, and I talked to you all about the three parts of your profile, which was your profile picture, which is important, the most important part of your LinkedIn profile to me, which is your headline, and then your banner image. So today we are talking all about your About Me section. So the first thing that you want to think about and consider and make sure that you include in your About Me section on your LinkedIn page is you want an opener that will grab your audience, right? What is it that you do and who do you do it for? And what are, or who rather, are the folks that you want to be perusing your profile? What message do you want to send to them? So as you can see on my About Me section, the first line in my About Me says, I was recognized as LinkedIn's #1 top voice in racial equity. So I received that designation or that recognition in 2022. And so that's the first thing on my profile. So someone might say like, okay, interesting. Like this person, if anyone goes onto my profile and is interested in learning more about workplace equity, anti-racism, DEI, racial equity, this is something that will draw them in and say, okay, this is somebody who was recognized for their contributions in the space. I want to learn more about them. So you need an opening line that will hook people, right? So that is my opening line. So your opening line, let's say, if you are a photographer, you might say something like, I help purpose-driven professionals find or create the most captivating images for their LinkedIn page. Maybe you do just headshots for people's LinkedIn, but you could utilize the help of Claude AI or ChatGPT to help you write a really engaging first line of your About Me section. Just put into ChatGPT whatever it is that you do, right? Whether you're a teacher, whether you are a consultant, whether you are a doctor. I think everyone should be on LinkedIn regardless of your profession, but utilize the help of ChatGPT or any other AI system to help you write that first line. So I'm going to provide some examples for you here of some random occupations and see what ChatGPT and Claude suggest as far as the first line of the About Me section. So the second thing that you want to include is links. Your About Me section currently, as I'm filming this in December of 2024, you're not able to put clickable links in your About Me section on your LinkedIn. So you have to put the full link. But if you have things that you want to promote, if you have a course or a program or a book, you want to put the full link in your About Me section. So after I have that I was recognized as LinkedIn's #1 top voice in racial equity, I have my Amazon bestselling book and a full link to it in my About Me section. I am also a LinkedIn Learning course instructor, so I have the link to that underneath. So if you're promoting anything, these are where you want to put those links. You can put them at different places in your About Me section, and then you get to the meat and the potatoes of your About Me, which is like the information about you. So my About Me section currently, and I tweak this periodically. I'll be tweaking this for 2025, but currently it says, as an anti-racism educator, DEI consultant, speaker, trainer, workshop facilitator, and writer, I help businesses and institutions develop interventions to make the workplace more equitable. Now, that is where your I help statement that you wrote in the headline can come in, because that can be one of the first lines in your About Me section. And then you want to go into information more where you expand on this, right? And I explain much of my work focuses on anti-racism, anti-blackness, how these manifest in and out of the workplace, and strategies to remove systemic barriers that perpetuate harm. Then I go into information about my background, about my educational background. If you are somebody that has an advanced degree, this is a place where you would want to go into detail about your education. If you don't have advanced degrees, if you have certifications, if you what is your work experience, this is the part of your About Me section where you would go into your work experience. So I explained that I am a PhD trained industrial organizational psychologist, which is essentially, for those of you who don't know, I studied workplace psychology, right? And so my dissertation focused on hiring bias, and I strive to use my knowledge, experience, and research to strengthen organizations, foster understanding and healing, and provide guidance on how to create safer spaces for employees. So that is that part of your About Me. You want to know, y'all know that Kanye West and 2 Chainz song where it's like they ask me what I do and who I do it for. That is what you want to think about when you're creating your LinkedIn About Me section. What do you do and who do you do it for? So then I go into detail about my consultancy. So if you're a business owner, that is where somewhere in the beginning of your About Me, you want to talk about your business and the work you do and the clients that you serve. If you're not a business owner, you can talk about your experiences, the types of companies, organizations, institutions, workplaces that you've worked for, right? And this works in any domain, any industry, right? You might be a construction worker. You could talk about the types of work you've done. You could be an architect. You could talk about all of the work that you've done here. And so I talk about some of the speaking engagements and the workshops and the titles. So I provide them here. So if you're a business owner, providing information about your offerings is important to put there. This is also your About Me section is where you want to brag on yourself. So I talk about some of the accomplishments that I've been able to achieve in my career. I'm a 2-time TEDx speaker. I've been able to collaborate with PBS, Simon & Schuster, PayPal, Venmo, Amazon, Yale University, H&M, and many more. And then I talk about the podcasts that I have and that I'm a 3-time Amazon bestselling author. And then I also do writing. So I talk about the fact that I have over 400 articles on workplace diversity, equity, and inclusion. So you really want your About Me section to be where you brag on yourself. You talk about all of the things related to your career that you want somebody searching for what you have to offer on LinkedIn to find you. The last part of your LinkedIn is where you have to put your contact information. This is where people often this is the part people often sleep on. How can people contact you, right? This is where I put my email, I put my business email address, I put my business website, my personal website, I even put my YouTube, right? So you can see all that I put. And I say, want to book me as a consultant, trainer, or speaker for your workplace? I just realized I have a typo in there. So I have consultant twice. But so I'm going to adjust that. But I say, want to book me as a consultant, trainer, speaker, or consultant for your workplace? Email me, right? So even though my email is other places on my LinkedIn profile, you want to put a call to action. You want to make it easy to view so that when people are trying to reach out to you, outside of the DMs, they can do it very easily. So that is all about your About Me section, some tips, and tricks that I use. So if you have any questions, any thoughts, leave them in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe if you want to learn more about how to optimize your LinkedIn page and use the platform for all kinds of opportunities to manifest all kinds of wonderful things in your life. And I will see y'all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.